Hey Atticus, what day is it?
Lucky Charm Day.
Lucky Charm Day. The greatest day in the world. Lucky Charm Day.
Why are you filming me?
Content, baby. That's right. Lucky Charm Day. It's not only Lucky Charm Day, it is X106 Day. X100vi, that sounds gross. X106, we'll stick with that. So, by way of Providence, I found myself in possession of this guy, the X106. So this might feel like deja vu, but we're gonna do the exact same thing we did on the last vlog, where we're gonna walk around my neighborhood, take some photos, and give a little first impressions. I am using the optical viewfinder here, which is sort of fun. It's nice to have an OVF. Makes you feel like you're shooting on a DSLR, kind of, except it has an EVF in the corner, so maybe not. Sweet. We're using the classic Cuban film simulation to start with, just to mess around with a bit, because I haven't used it before. And it's funny, you know, when this camera first came out, I put a video about it, watching the live stream of it and all that stuff, and that was fun. That was early in my YouTube days. But I was shooting Fujifilm at the time. And for anyone who's known me for a while, they know that I've shot a lot of Fujifilm. I've shot with almost every Fujifilm camera. Hey, there's a bus coming. So yeah, if you followed me for a while, you probably know that I've shot with Fujifilm a lot. So I was shooting with the X-H2 and the X-H2S at the time of the Fujifilm X106 coming out. I'd also shot with X-T4, X-T3, X-T2, the X-T30 Mark II, X-H1, almost all the cameras, but I'd never actually had one of the X100 series cameras. And that was largely because I suppose I just didn't really care to have one all that much. It didn't really appeal to me all that much. It felt like not like a gimmick, but it just felt like it wasn't for me. But I understood the hype behind it, like I got it, I didn't really care. And now that I've got the Nikon ZF and I'm shooting on that a lot, which is a big camera, but a beautiful camera, it felt like it'd be kind of fun to mess around with a camera like this. So it's sort of like, now that I'm out of the Fuji ecosystem, I can appreciate the X100 a little bit more for where it might fit into my workflow. So we're gonna be using it this week for 2 weddings. We're gonna be shooting things like, you know, getting ready and candids and cocktails and stuff like that, and that'll be cool. And I'm looking forward to that. But I'm also just looking forward to having like a really tiny, fun little camera that I can take with me kind of everywhere, because the X106 is like so much smaller than the ZF. Cute. Huh. And that's nice. Having a much smaller camera is nice to be able to carry around. Like it truly, I remember when I first saw one of the X100 cameras like forever ago, I was like, okay, like it was small. It didn't feel super small because like that was a time when there was a lot of pretty pocketable cameras, like all the stuff from Panasonic and that kind of stuff. So I wasn't like overwhelmed by how tiny it was. And even more recently, I remember seeing like the X100vi and being like, okay, it's bigger than I remember almost. But I guess it's just all relative, right? Because now when I look at it, I'm like, okay, this is tiny. Compared to my ZF, it's very small. So I think it'll be fun for cocktail and stuff like that. It'll be fun for an everyday carry. And the film simulations are obviously fun. I mean, we know that. That's not new. Let's see. I will say, it's interesting using a Fuji again, remembering all the little things, because it's been like, I don't know, a year and a half since I've messed around with Fuji. And like I said, I was so deep in the Fuji ecosystem, and I love it, and I'll go back at some point, I'm sure. Like the current problems everybody's having with Fuji when it comes to the autofocus and stuff, I truly think it's like, it's temporary. They'll figure it out. It's not a big deal. Like, yeah, it's annoying right now. I mean, for photo, it seems fine. For video, it's a bit of an issue, but they will figure it out. It just takes time, right? They will get there. And like, inevitably, they're gonna have great cameras with great optics and great ergonomics and great feelings like they do already. And then they'll fix the autofocus and then people will love them. The question will always be like APS-C versus full frame because people are weird about that, which I get. Cool. Here's another interesting thing too, is like this is a 35mm focal length, and to be totally honest, I've never loved 35mm. I put out a video a while ago about the Canon 35mm f1.8 macro lens and how that kind of changed my mind a little bit and got me a little bit more stoked on it, which is true, but it's still not like my go-to. Cool. But I am more comfortable with it than I used to be, but it's still not like, that's probably the biggest thing that would hold me back from getting this camera long-term, and it kind of held me back was like, I don't know, like, do I want to shoot 35mm all the time? What is kind of cool, because it's a 40 megapixel sensor, you can like, you know, crop in as much as you want, really, if it's going to be on social media. So like there's like the little control dial on it, I can have it set up to bump into 50 or 70mm. And obviously it's not actually doing that optically, it's just doing that digitally, but it's still good. I mean, it still helps. And I don't know, I think it's fun. I think it's fun. Should I do the like camera conspiracy thing where I like run across in slow-mo? No. He messaged me the other day. He wanted to buy my my Z6 Mark III. He wanted to buy that. Didn't end up happening. Seems like a nice guy in real life. Okay, we're going up Castle Kilbride as usual, as you know, and we're gonna do the same thing we always do. We're gonna photograph that, 3 different spaces, and see how they look. Again, we're using the classic Cuban negative or something like CCN, classic Cuban negative. So you guys hang out here for a minute. Let's take some photos, shall we? This is an aggressive film simulation. My first time looking through the EVF. It's pretty intense. Oh well, see how it looks. Should be fun. Maybe we should shoot some in Reggie's portrait because everybody loves that. I do too, it's great. I mean, it's a great film simulation. I will say, like, the handling and everything is really nice. Like, I like holding this camera. I know people complain about everything online, and this is no exception. Here, let's bring our exposure compensation down a little and see what that does. And we will move. Classic shot from Chris Tejas of Castle Kilbride. You know it, I know it. We all love it. This is all at f2, by the way. Let's do one at f8 from back here. And let's see how that looks. Hi. All right, f8, feeling great. Look at those blues, man. That's a heavy film simulation. Cool. We love it. We're loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Come on, we gotta go. I'd be curious to know in the comments, like, do you photograph with this camera? What accessories do you like for it? I don't really have anything other than I have that Nisi UV filter on it, which helps with weather sealing, which I think is important. I like when cameras are weather sealed. I've seen tons of stuff. I'm not gonna put like a cage or a case on it, I don't think. I don't really see the need. Plus all the cases are typically with leather and I don't do that. So we're gonna avoid that. What else have I seen? I don't know, people put all kinds of shit on this. What do you like? Tell me in the comments. That was the point of this, was to ask. There's a cobweb attached to the GoPro. What do you think of the GoPro footage, by the way? I mean, I know it's not like cinematic, but like, I don't know, somebody in the last vlog commented that they liked having it, the aspect ratio I'm using. It's kind of fun and different. So I think I'm gonna keep that for a little while and see what people think. Let me know in the comments if you like that or if you think it's lame or it looks like underproduced or whatever, and we will adjust accordingly. But for now, I think I like it. I think it's fun. Also, what do you think about just the whole like walk and talk, taking photos thing? I know there's not like a ton of photos to show you on a short walk and talk like this. Like if we're going out for 15 minutes and you're seeing all of it, you're probably not gonna see all that many photos, but let's come up to my favorite shutters. As usual, they don't know that I do this, people who live here. And they probably would feel some kind of way about it. They probably think it's creepy. But it's just really nice color shutters, isn't it? What do you think? Coming up on the Baden Library, public library. Let's get a snap of that. Ooh, this is a fun shot. Here, you hang out here for a minute. All this. Cool. Something I've noticed, well, a couple things. One, shooting on the Nikon ZF so much. The camera, EVF, and the LCD screen looks so good on that. Like, I know they're not the absolute highest quality of all the ones out there, but they do just look really good. They look very, very nice and like very premium. And so because of that, the images, when you're just like glancing at them on the screen, look so nice. And that's something that you kind of miss on the X100VI. Like what I've noticed in some of the photos I've taken, when I like actually take the photos and I take them off of the SD card, I put them onto a computer or my phone or whatever, it looks really, really nice. But on the actual camera itself, it doesn't. So like having that lower quality screen is just sort of like, it doesn't look as good as you want it to. And so, you know, oftentimes when I am shooting with ZF and I'm shooting a couple or something like that, I can show them the back of the screen. I can say like, wow, look how beautiful you look. I don't think you'd be able to do that quite as much with this, which is unfortunate. But what I will say is super nice is the fact that it has like a tilty screen instead of a flippy screen. I love that. Yeah, that's a big plus. Also, look at this. These people do stuff for every single holiday. It's pretty cute. I appreciate it. I will say, it's making me want to photograph. Like the ZF does the same thing. I quite like using this OVF so far. Something about it. There's something about it I really like. We're gonna stop down a bit. We're gonna go to 5.6. We're gonna hang out there for probably the rest of this video because I feel like f2 is too much and it's making us use the electronic shutter. All right. The shutter on this, because it's a leaf shutter, so quiet and delicate though. It's really nice. This is one of my favorites. So yeah, I don't know. This is fun. I'm excited to use this camera. Are you excited to see it? What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. I'm gonna take a few more photos, but this is getting pretty long, so I think we can probably say goodbye, and I will just pepper in those photos in this last few seconds while I'm talking, and you can take a look at them. I appreciate y'all following along with the daily vlogs. I got a message in my group chat from a buddy who just screenshot my videos and goes, "Yo, is Tez going daily?" Which is sweet. People pay attention sometimes, which is very cool, and I appreciate when they do. I like doing the daily thing. It's a different kind of muscle. Obviously, it's like lower quality for the sake of quantity, but I think it lets you like into my life a little bit more. For example, how the hell would you know that Sundays is Lucky Charm Day if I wasn't going daily? I wouldn't have talked about that. Now you know. Okay, let's just talk about this really quick though. The importance of a camera in your life and having something that you can document all the time. I don't like using my phone for photos. I'll do it occasionally. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll actually throw it into like black and white and I'll have some fun with it, and that's great. But like generally speaking, it's not my favorite shooting experience. And so having a camera that you love, that you enjoy shooting with, that you can take with you all the time is really cool. I would have loved to have made my daily walk around camera the Q343. That's the camera that I want. But I can't afford it. I just can't. Maybe one day I'll be able to, but right now I can't. And so figuring out a camera that you can have with you, that you enjoy, that you love, that you'll take photos with, it doesn't have to be like a super good camera. I mean, I'm lucky that I'm using this camera for sure, but I could be using, you know, what are some, oh, you know what, actually, hold on. I absolutely loved shooting with the XE1, and you can still get that camera for pretty cheap. You can get that camera for a song and throw the little 27mm from TT Artisan on there, and you have an amazing camera. That's a 40mm equivalent, and that is the camera I use to document everything on my first trip to New York that I had taken in a decade, and I put all those photos together onto like a little Insta-zine thing, and that was really cool. And I still look back at that and love the photos that I got from it. So figure out a camera that you can use that is like an enjoyable everyday camera, and you're gonna have a lot of fun with it. This for me will probably turn into my like everyday camera. Hi. And I'll probably enjoy it. It won't be my forever camera for that, but you know me, I like to move around, try different cameras. Okay, that's it. That's all I got for you. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great day. Thank you for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.